Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and I'm joined with Connor.
Hey everyone.
Connor's possibly drunk again, because we're talking about Arrow, Season 4, Episode 15. The
Look,
episode... Holy shit, the episode's actually called Taken.
I'm sorry guys, but expect me to be drunk just every episode now because I can't get through this sober anymore. This is way more enjoyable when I've had some drinks.
He's got booze at the ready in case he feels the need to top up throughout. But full spoilers for the episode, as always. And, oh boy, let's start with Vixen.
Oh, where to begin? I mean, I like Vixen as a character. I've read a good few comics with her, in general, and I think she's all right. But in this case, she was black female Animal Man. Essentially, they took Animal Man and went, we could use Animal Man, but let's use this as an opportunity to diversify and we can fit a black and a woman in here, and let's do that instead.
Yeah, I'm not sure that. Whatever, fine. It's an Animal Man knockoff. Whatever, that's fine. My problem was almost every line of dialogue that came out of her mouth was fucking atrocious.
Yeah, it was.
Particularly the one where she leaned in to Damien Dark and said, "Yeah, and this total makes me a total badass." Like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, and then he chokes her out like a little bitch.
Oh god! Every time it was every time in particular when she had her costume on. Well, what was passing as a costume.
It was an X-Men suit.
Yeah, it was every time she tried to sound like a badass, essentially in front of the villains. She just sounded so stupid and hammy, and I think it's the same actress who did the voice acting for the animated.
It is, and they clearly intentionally cast her so that they could have her in live action as well.
Yeah, but the thing is with animated you tend to accentuate a little
You
bit
ham
more.
it up more,
Yeah,
intentionally, and it works in an animated format.
not so much in this. Which, by the way, if like I remember this being a thing. I never watched the animated miniseries, but
No.
if you're just watching this, like her inclusion is so fucking random because he's
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, Constantine's not available because
Because he's in hell.
he's in hell, and I know that for some reason.
He's been on the phone every so often.
Yeah, but really we're just not paying Matt Ryan to come back.
Can I just say, like, I'm not even sure I blame her for hamming it up so much because she did that for the animated stuff, and frankly, what she did was probably fine for animated work because you expect to ham it up more because you have to when it's just your voice. I blame the director for not telling her to rein it in because she would have been basing it on the same performance she did before, and it doesn't translate to live action. So I blame the director for not telling her she needs to do something different.
Yeah. And if you're waiting for us to get to the Felicity stuff at the end, don't worry. We're going to get there.
Nope.
So we had Vixen. We had Damien Dark. We had him actually having the plot with kidnapping William. And of course that brought all the William stuff to the forefront. Felicity finds out. She's pissed. She finds
It
out
was literally the first thing in the previously, where
Yeah.
it's her with William, the mother whose name I don't even know, and it's just like, oh god, it's this, and I just had to take a drink
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, you were taking drinks during the previously ons, and that's a bad sign. So, and we were a little bit amused, at least, that Felicity kept getting more pissed because everyone seemed to know about her. Because Thea knew, and then
I'm
Barry.
not sure if we were supposed to be amused or not.
I thought it was funny. I was pissing myself because she's pissed that Thea knows, and then it turns out that Barry knows, and then I think Ollie just took out in front of this. He says, "I better just tell her now." Malcolm Merlin, that guy who's our mortal enemy, he knows about this.
In his defense, he wasn't a mortal enemy at that point. He was like ambiguous ally
At best.
at best. Yeah, but he wasn't mortal enemy status like he is now again. I mean, he had been in before, but
Yeah, now he's like, yeah, proper villain stats again. Jesus. So there was that, and they're racing against the clock. But you knew exactly where this was going. You knew that because the mum who, the mum of William, whose name I'm forgetting already, she can
what?
Samantha. It was Samantha. She actually shows up, and Oliver, within about 10 seconds, says, "Oh, by the way, I'm Green Arrow."
This was so bad. I put my headphones down, took them off, and stood up and just walked away to go get the bottle of whiskey and drink directly from it because I couldn't take this utter bullshit reveal. I couldn't do it. It was what is the point in having a secret identity if you're just gonna someone's in danger, I better tell everyone my identity. Might as well have fucking revealed it on national TV.
What about Twitter? Just put out a tweet.
He might as well have done, frankly.
By the way, guys.
Do you know what he should have done? He might as well have done a picture of him in the arrow hood and then a picture of him normally and go, see if you can spot the difference.
And yeah,
as a tweet.
That shocked me. Damien Dark still doesn't know it's him.
Like, he's got the facial hair. The facial hair's a pretty giveaway. It's like, I mean, this was always a bit of a weird thing with Ollie, where he had that really distinctive, like, Van Dyke goatee, and then he was mayor of the city in the comics. So it's like, yeah, okay, someone should notice. But as soon as you put it on TV, it's way more obvious.
Yeah. So that was a thing. But we knew the Felicity thing.
I called it as soon as she started trying to take steps. I was like, "Are we done?"
No. I'm not talking about that yet. We're not getting to that yet. We knew that. I thought it was going to be resolved actually, because I thought, oh, Samantha and her's going to have a heart to heart, and she's going to say, oh, I made them, lie and blah blah.
And
blah,
to be
blah.
fair, you were half right.
Oh,
They did have that heart.
We did get that scene. We did get that exact scene about maybe 2 minutes after I said it was going to happen.
I think that was less than halfway through the episode.
Yeah, it was somewhere in the middle. So there was that. First and foremost, there was that. But yeah, that's... Oh, actually, before we even move on. So I get why Flash has an action figure. I do.
Central City loves him.
Central City loves him. They gave him like the key to the city or something. They gave him like a day like where they celebrated him at the start of the season.
They fucking put him in their coffees.
Yeah, he's a coffee. They put his logo up. He's a celebrated hero. Green Arrow. No one is meant to have met him other than the villains that he puts away, and like a few he's not someone who publicly shows up.
He's kind of this almost legendary rumored thing where everyone knows he exists, but no one gets to see him.
And yet, there's a perfect action figure of him for sale.
Did he pose for photos?
Because little William has got one at the end. He's got a little Green Arrow. We got two RUKs, both in the same scene.
That was a down you drinking Arrow drinking rules, because we mentioned this last week that Are You OKs was a game. 2 drinks for every Are You OK. If you get 2 in the same scene, that's it. You down your drink. That's the rules now. You're all playing this, all of you.
And
Do it.
And what I really liked is it was 2 characters who asked each other, "Are you okay?" No, don't mind me. Are you okay? That was basically the scene.
That's great. For the record, in case any of you are watching this is real scotch I'm downing and drinking here. Like, I am drinking this.
Yeah, he's down.
For the sake of this annoyance. That's how much this is pissing me off.
And before we go on to the main thing that we obviously want to talk about, right? How is it that last night on Flash, a really good episode of Flash, by the way,
Great episode.
We had King Shark, who was entirely CG throughout the entire episode, multiple times, looking great.
Like, it's not even just great by TV standards. It legitimately looked like, if this was in a movie, I probably wouldn't complain all that much.
Yeah.
Frankly, I would go as far as to say it looks better than what we've seen of Doomsday in the Batman v Superman trailer.
I would agree with that, actually. I would agree with that.
That is not something I should be saying about anything on TV.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, that was a trailer from months ago. It's probably been, touched up since then.
Yeah,
but yeah, I agree. In that trailer, yeah.
But I still, even an unfinished CG trailer stage, I expect TV to be worse than that. Frankly, still.
Yeah, and Flash has done an excellent job. So why is it there was like 3 moments in this episode where both of us went, ugh? It's what? CG. And it wasn't really, like, it was just him ziplining down, but they did this thing where he sort of flied past the camera first and then went down and...
It just looked ugly as fuck. It was just before that they shot the arrow into the wall, and I was just like, I was questioning a bit. I was like, that looks a bit strange. Like, the CG arrow, it looked a bit odd. And then he ziplines, and it was just like, oh, no.
Then there was one of Vixen flying that looked really dodgy, which is really weird because Flash has had Flying Firestorm, Legends of Tomorrow's had Flying Firestorm, and other flying characters, and it's looked alright. And yeah, this just looks so. It's like they spent all the budget. Did they share a budget? Flash gets all the money, and then Arrow's like, no, you just.
You just get the pennies to fill in the. It's not even like it lasts long. On Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, these flying scenes are lasting minutes over an episode.
Yeah, King Shark was around in scenes and having dialogue. We were focusing on him for ages.
I would go so as to say King Shark over the 42 minutes probably had about 5 or 6 screen time, which is a lot considerably. Like when you think about it.
Yeah.
This was literally like a second and a half, 2 seconds, and it looked atrocious. There's frankly no excuse.
I don't know. I really don't know. But let's get to the real thing that we want to complain about. So right away, we open with a scene of Felicity at a physical therapy, hospital centre, what do we call it, gym. I don't know what the correct term is, but she's got the 2 sort of walking beams that people who are trying to like rehabilitate use to try and walk again. And they're
flashbacks to Smallville.
Yeah, they're talking about this miracle, chip. But it's not a chip though, of course. We're not allowed to call it that. But that's
the chip that don't call it a chip.
The miracle chip that Mr. Terrific's invented for her. And,
weirdly, Mr. Terrific was oddly absent actually.
Yeah. And his Beyonce was around, which was weird. But she's trying to take a step and she can't quite do it, right? And both of us basically said at the same time, more or less, she's walking at the end of this episode.
Do you know what? Before this episode, I legitimately thought they would save it till she's walking down the aisle in the wedding at the end of the season. I really did.
She'd reel halfway down and then stand up.
I honestly thought that's where they were going with it. Because at the end of last episode, when this chip was revealed, Mr. Terrific said, we'll have you walking by the time you walk down that aisle.
Yeah. So
I honestly thought that's where they were going to go with
right,
it.
And
that
it's not
walk full the aisle.
Because we complained a lot last week at this Deus Ex Machina bullshit. This thing that should be on TV, there should be parades getting thrown that this guy is cured, being paralysed, or whatever the specific injury is, right? There should be parades. But no.
This should be on national TV being celebrated around the world.
Yeah.
International TV, frankly.
But he's made it for one person that he knows. Here, it's just for you. Fuck the rest of the planet who might need to walk. Yeah.
He is a selfish bastard.
He is when you think about it, isn't he?
He's a genius, but he's a selfish cunt.
Right, so all that aside, I at least thought when he said, well, hopefully you'll be walking by the time the wedding comes, right? Not only, it's not even about our expectations from what Arrow will do, they actually set it up in dialogue that this will probably take some months.
Yeah, like...
Right.
That was solid reasoning on our part, I assume.
It sounds like, this is going to take time, and we're going to get physical therapy for maybe, I would imagine saving it for the last couple of episodes.
Can I just point out, Smallville, I don't know how much you watched. There was a point around, I want to say season 4, where there was Lana was going through physical therapy.
I got to season 4, I don't remember this, but...
Okay, and she was going through physical therapy, because for the same thing, where she couldn't walk. And that lasted at least 5 or 6 episodes where she was just... She spent an entire time developing an entire relationship with a character in physical therapy, trying to walk up and down those beams. And that's Smallville. This was one scene in that...
Let me make this clear. You should never compare anything to Smallville and have Smallville come out the favourable of the two. You are doing something wrong if that is happening.
I'm only comparing Smallville because obviously, both DC comics, so it's comparable in that sense.
No, I get it. But so that's the expectation. But as soon as we see her trying, we're like, this is going to bookend the episode. She's walking by the end of this one. It only took 3 episodes for this miracle cure to come up, which is bullshit in the first place. It's only going to take 1 episode for it to work.
Do you know what really pissed me off? It wasn't even like she just managed to step in physical therapy. That would have been... I think I'd have allowed it if she'd managed one or 2 steps in the physical therapy area.
Or even at the end, even the way they had it, where she comes in when he's recording his video and revealing his identity to his son, that's to be played back when he's 18. So technically we get a second reveal of the Green Arrow identity.
Also something that made me finish both of my drinks.
Yeah,
that's right, I had 2 drinks.
Yeah, so when this next bit happened, he was trying to just down his ice because he had no drinks left.
I was waiting for. I was like, "There's got to be some dregs left at the bottom. There's got to be something. I need more."
But so Felicity, feels her foot twitch, and she stands up. Now I would have almost forgiven it had she maybe taken one step and then stumbled back into her chair because it's progress.
We'd have questioned it a little.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have complained much.
It would have still felt too fast. It would have still felt far too fast. However, she takes a couple of steps. She walks about 5 steps away from the chair.
Shakily, to be fair.
Shakily. And then she just walks out the building. Like, she leaves!
She just leaves the chair like 20 steps out of the door and then presumably further because she didn't take a chair. Perfectly fine. You know what? If they'd shown it, bookended it really perfectly with her in the physical therapy area once again, but she'd actually succeeded with a couple of steps, I would have been 100% okay with this. Like, I wouldn't have even complained because it mirrors, like, perhaps questionable still too soon, but at least it's nothing to by the end of the episode, she makes 1 or 2 steps. I get it. I can get that. But this is nothing, literally nothing falling over as soon as she tries to take a single step to walking out the fucking building out of a wheelchair and just leaving it behind.
It's absolute bollocks. And the audio listeners, that's just him taking a swig, all that noise.
Quite a fucking long one at that, because I needed it. Just pissed me off.
So Felicity's walking again. She's called the engagement off because Ollie lied to her. I'm sure this will all be fixed by the end of the season, or maybe not. Maybe they'll be split up for good, and Ollie will have another few illegitimate babies to make with other people next season. I don't know.
I will give it credit. We were entertained by this episode of Arrow, not for the right reasons, absolutely for the wrong reasons, but we were laughing a lot.
Yeah, how bad it was, but not.
Yeah. But at least it makes it more tolerable to watch if I can laugh at it being bad.
And I guess an important plot point is that Damien Dark lost his power and got defeated, so I guess Merlin's the villain for the rest of the season?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Ollie's not running for mayor anymore.
No, but...
This could have been the season final. They could end this year and we could not get another episode for a year. That'd be great. As it stands... We've not getting
a month off.
Yeah, we're getting a month off. So we're going to enjoy this month. We're going to relax on a Wednesday night.
Do you know what this means for me? I have a month where I don't have to get pissed every Wednesday.
You save some money. Don't have to buy as much booze.
Exactly. Just for the video listeners here, you can see that bottle there and how empty, how much is gone. That was full at the start of tonight. Like that, I opened this today.
And that's not all he's been drinking. That's not all he's been drinking either.
I've also been drinking Baileys as well. On top of that.
So, there you have it. That's Arrow, Season 4, Episode 15.
What a fucking disgrace.
Actually titled Taken.
I'm a little bit disappointed Liam Neeson didn't show up, frankly.
Come to think of it, there was even a scene with Ollie on the phone with Damien.
Why did they not reference that speech? If you're going to name your episode Taken... reference the Taken speech.
Actually, there's one more thing I just want to complain about quickly before we finish.
Oh, more complaints. I'm game.
I've got one more proper complaint. The line that made me cringe so much.
Oh, okay, I know what it is. Okay.
How do you know Vixen? Oh, last year we had an animated adventure.
Can I just say, in the time that it's taken for that episode to finish for us to record, I've been around on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, you know. I've seen people tell me that is a pun worthy of Legends of Tomorrow and the single funniest joke ever told on Arrow. I want to punch these people in the face.